Okay, so today's warm-up is 100 jumping jacks, 50 high knees, and 50 butt kickers. And then we're going to do the neck exercises, 30 of each thingy. So 100 jumping jacks, 50 total high knees, 50 total butt kickers, and then neck exercises, 30 of each. All right, neck rotations. Reverse. Up and down. Side to side. Ear to shoulder. Shoulder circles. All the way. Elbow circles. All the way. Cross chest. Over your head. On all fours, cat-cow. Downward dog. Right leg up and through. Right arm up. Right arm down, left arm up. Both arms down, back knee down, straighten the front leg, reach forward. Come back up, hold that leg in front of you, straighten the back leg, hold, scoot it back, whatever. Reach forward. Untangle yourself back into downward dog. Left leg up and through. Left arm up. Left arm down, right arm up. Both arms down, back knee down, straighten the front leg, reach forward. Come back up, pull that leg in front of you, scoot back, leg back, reach down and forward. Untangle yourself back into downward dog. Put your knees down into frog. Stretch forward into cobra. Look over your right shoulder. Left shoulder. Scoot back into child's pose. Reach over to your right. Left. And time. All right, hip escapes, regular, on your forearm, on your hand. Go. All right, side hip escape. All right, next. Bridge, hip escape, scissor kick, forward roll. right, next, slow back roll to the frog jumps. All right, next, hip thrust to the step over and pivot. All right, last one, hey-hos to 3 triangles at each end. All right, time. Get water, get your dummies. We'll do something. Do you all have gi tops nearby? Yes? Then get your gi top. We'll go over one last time the gi lapel choke stuff. So I'm in side control. I'm going to consider this the bottom lapel because it's pointing towards the feet. And this is the top lapel because it's pointing towards the head, right? So I'm in side control. I got regular side control. Here, I'm going to get my bottom lapel. Here, pull it out, get all the slack out, and then I'm going to pass it over their shoulder and to my hand that's underneath the head, right? And then I'm going to go into north-south. There's 2 chokes from here. The first one, I'm going to keep my elbow bent and my shoulder in their face. And the second one will go over that. So here, side control, got the lapel, bottom lapel at the hand. This hand is going to go up the hip. I'm going to keep my elbow bent, my shoulder in the face. I'm going to scoot out, making sure that my hand is pushing at the hip to make sure they don't follow. I'm going to come out here, and I'm going to keep flattening myself out and then moving my legs towards their head, like in the clock choke, clock walking there. Yeah, so one more time. Bottom lapel, it's a hand underneath, elbow bent, hand at the hip, turn myself around, flatten myself out, walk my body towards their head. Second one, bottom lapel, feed it to the hand that's underneath the head. This time, I'm going to, when I turn into north-south, I am going to straighten my arm. So I'm going to put this hand at the hip. When I turn, I'm going to straighten my arm and put my head on the ground beside the hip here. When I do that, I'm going to try to drive my shoulder to the ground while keeping my arm straight. Here. One more time. Bottom lapel to the hand. I'm going to put my other hand by the hip. I'm going to straighten my arm. I'm going to keep myself low so that they can't get out of this. If I get high, they'll pop their head out. So I'm going to straighten my arm, keep my head low, keep my shoulder low is more important. And I'm going to put my head on the ground. And then I'm going to try to get my shoulder to the ground while keeping my arm straight. All right, do those 2 first. All right, time. that enough time? Okay. All right. Second set is with the top lapel. So I'm in side control, and I get the top lapel, or I can go into what's this called? Beach body, and pass. You'll usually, if this was cupping here or whatever, I can pass it to the hand over the shoulder, or if they're trying to stop it, I'm going to put my hand here and try to get that stuck there. It really depends. This one is going to be the harder one to actually pull on somebody because they can see it. It's right here, right? Anyway, so I'm passing it to this hand, coming back to the side, and passing it back to my top hand. From here, you could also do it if you can do it sneakily. Here, pass it around, and it's already there. I'm back underneath the head. And here we are. So I have the top lapel around the neck. Now I'm going to, as always, put my hand to the hip, turn myself the north-south, and then I'm going to put my shoulder on the ground. I'm going to roll to the wall. And when I roll, if they're not choking by this point, I'm going to turn towards them and hug them. One more time for that one. So I'm getting the top lapel, feed it to the other hand that's on the opposite side of the body, and feed that lapel back underneath the head to the top hand. I'm going to put my hand by the hip. I'm going to turn. I'm going to put my shoulder on the ground, the shoulder closer to the body on the ground. Here, I'm going to roll. Sometimes I'll land on their legs. I just have to stick my butt out. And if I'm on the legs, I'm going to hip escape, and then I'm going to turn towards them. Hug. So that's number one. Number two is top lapel, feed it to the other hand, feed it back to the top hand underneath the head. So here, we're trying to do the rolly thing. We turn, and they're stopping us somehow with this hand. They're like blocking. However, I'm going to put my hand or my head on the ground, and then I'm going to jump my feet to that side of the body. This will turn their body to the side. This will turn their body sideways. Put my head on the ground, they're blocking me here. So I'm going to come here. Because they're blocking me with that arm, I'm now squishing it because I walk my feet to the other side. I'm going to, if they're not totally on their side yet, this free hand is going to pull them to their side. I'll show it from the other side in a second. Here, and I'm going to squeeze with the top hand. I'm going to show it the other way. Here. So, top lapel, feed it to the other hand, and back to the top hand. Over here, they're stopping you with this arm somehow from rolling or from doing anything. So I'm going to put my head on the ground and walk my legs to the other side. And this will cause tension, and their arms over here or whatever. They'll be slightly on their side. I'm going to pull them all the way to their side here. I'm going to brace their head with my elbow. I'm going to sprawl out my legs. So I'm pinching here and sprawling out my legs, and I am pulling that lapel. Sometimes they'll tap as you're turning around and moving your body to the side. Do you need to see that one more time? Good. All right, go. Sprawl on top of their shoulder. Amy. Yeah. Wait, what he did? All right, time. Spotlight. Okay. All right, now we're gonna do, you can take off your gi top or keep it on if you really want to. We're going to work on their gi. So when I'm in north-south, for full control and not really any submissions, I like being here at a diagonal or a slight diagonal. I like less than 30 degrees to their body instead of completely parallel. My elbows are at the armpits and my hands are at the hips. And this is just control. This is like, I'm not really submitting them. From here, the hand, so the head is, I'm hitting the head with my hip here, so they can't really do anything. This hand that the head is on the same side of is gonna go underneath the armpit, so over and underneath. I'm going to get that lapel, pass it to that hand, or get it there, get it very close to the armpit. This other hand's gonna do the exact same thing. Grab it, get it close to the armpit. I'm going to step this leg that's by the head up first, kind of get my elbow and my knees kind of together. And then I'm going to step this other leg up, and in that same motion, I'm going to curl them up. And they'll have a head that actually is attached, so it won't flop around like that, right? And from here, I can take the back, I can step my foot. I'm still controlling their elbows, so I can pull to the side here. I'm controlling their armpits, arms. So I'm showing you two. So this one's a back take. One more time from, I guess, straight on angle. Here, I'm at a slight diagonal. My hands are underneath the armpits, but then I come like I'm going to get that choke. Instead of that, I'm going to go underneath the shoulder and grab the lapel. I have that. I can actually move my hip and cause annoyance on the head while I get this arm underneath the shoulder and grab the lapel. I'm going to shift my weight again and get my knee to my elbow here. Like I can even go to a choke from here if I get their head elevated like this, but we're going for the back take. So this foot now is going to step up, and I'm going to pop up real quick, pulling my arms up here. I can come across like this and keep controlling your body. I can step and get that back take. So that's one, just the back take. Second one, same setup, but instead of going straight up, we're gonna go a little bit to the side. So this is like bullfighting, right? Boop, boop, boop. So here, I'm gonna come do the same thing underneath the shoulder, on that side, underneath the shoulder, on this side. Same thing with the knee to the elbow here, but this time we go, instead of going up here, we're gonna go up at 45-degree angles. And this leg is gonna come behind, what is that, the lat. Here. Again, the head will pop out because it's a real person. Here. I can get the knee or the shin on the lat, or sometimes if I have the flexibility and the person's smaller, I'm gonna come around and get here. Right? So I have both lapel control still. I'm gonna go one more time, just from a different angle, and I'll do the finish. Hold the start with both lapel grips on the head there. So here, knee to elbow here, and then I'm going to pop this leg up and put them to the side. So I'm pulling this way instead of straight up, doing this way. And I can scoot my leg very quickly, my shin to the back of their lat, or I can, if I have the opportunity, I'll come all the way around. I like this one better, but yeah, you get what you can. I'm going to lean to this side, make sure that I can get my leg over the head, and then get that arm bar. You can do the arm bar in many ways, but let's go with that one. Yes, back take and arm bar. You can do the seated arm bar too, if you want it to be neat. Don't cross your feet when you're taking their back, Jen. Get it, gonna get ankle locked. All right, time. We're gonna do one more before the end. So it's gonna be the same thing, but like the no gi version. When you're sometimes when you're doing the choke on somebody, right? They'll do that like answer the phone thing to keep you from like doing that the north-south choke, right? So the north-south choke is choking me because my shoulder, or not my shoulder, my shoulder is gonna go into my neck or whatever, sort of. Anyway, I'll like basically I'm gonna widen the space. I know that they're mostly over my neck, but like I'll widen the space, try to widen the space somehow with my shoulders, expanding my shoulder blades, right? So basically I can't get the choke on the person on bottom, but I'll have that grip on them. So I'm here and I want this grip, but they're doing something with their, I know I have just the neck, but they're doing something with their shoulders that's really funky, that is just expanding this hole that I have around the neck. Instead of me closing up, they're expanding it somehow. They're a big dude maybe, and they're just doing crazy shit. I don't know. But I'm here, and their arms are crossed, trying to whatever. So I'll do the same thing as I did earlier. I'm going to get this knee, the one that's the same side as the head. I'm going to get it to my elbow. From here, because I have this, I'm going to scoop up that armpit. I'm also going to hug that. I'm going to do the same thing with the other side, scoop it up. So now I have this double armpit grip. I'm going to clasp my hands, right? So this is the no-gi version of this back take. So I'm not gonna like flip them up. I'm just going to take them to their side, get that first hook in, get that second hook in. One more time. I have some sort of grip on their head here. I'm gonna bring my knee to my elbow here. Now I'm kind of elevating their shoulder off the mat. I'm going to scoop up because now I have the space underneath their shoulder. I'm going to scoop that up and like grab them here. Because again, their shoulder's elevated because I put my knee up here underneath their shoulder. They're elevated. The other hand can also go underneath the shoulder, and I'm going to clasp. That doesn't necessarily mean that their head will stay down there. Like they're going to be trying to get out, right? And their head is not going to have headgear so they can slip out. But I already have my hand underneath the shoulders, under the armpits, and I'm clasping. I'm going to put them to put the weight down this way, and that first hook in, all the way, with that second hook in. Yeah? No gi version. Try it on a real person. Don't know where their head is flopping around. Probably when you get that shoulder, the first shoulder, the head will probably flop out if it was a real person as you get that first shoulder. The dummy just, is a dummy. All right, time. Okay. Put away your dummies and we'll do 3 things. We'll do 3 minutes of abs. So it's only 3 minutes, 1 minute each thingy since it's 3 minutes, 3 things. We're gonna do toe touches, we're gonna do regular sit-ups, and then we're gonna do leg lifts. It's the last 3 on my list. For 1 minute instead of 45 seconds. So only 3. We're going to start with toe touches on your back. All right. All right, regular sit-ups. All right, leg lifts for a minute. All right, shortened abs. And that's it.